Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly believed in yourself? Not just said it, not just posted it, but felt it in your bones. See, most people are walking through life with their head down, doubting themselves, playing small, not because they're not capable, but because somewhere along the way they stopped believing they could be more. And that's the real tragedy. Because belief, self-belief, is the foundation for everything you want. Success, confidence, peace, growth. It all begins when you say, I can do this. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford, you've heard that before. But now, let's live it. Today, I'm going to tell you why believing in yourself isn't just important. It's everything, and how you can build that belief step by step, no matter where you're starting from. 1. You're already more powerful than you realize. You might not see it right now, but let me tell you something. You've already been proving your strength your whole life. You've made it through things that could have broken you. You've survived heartbreaks, disappointments, betrayals, failures, and you're still here, still breathing, still searching for more. That's not weakness, that's resilience. But the problem is, most people forget how strong they really are because they're too focused on what's wrong with their life instead of what's right with them. They see their mistakes, not their lessons. They see their pain, not their growth. They see where they fell, but not how they got back up. Look at your life. Really look. You've gone through dark nights and found your own way back to the light. You've faced rejection and still had the courage to love again. You've failed and still had the guts to try one more time. That's not weakness. That's power. You just haven't learned to own it yet. You think the strong ones are the people who look perfect, who've never been knocked down. No, the strongest people are the ones who've been through it and got back up anyway. Let me be blunt. If you're still standing after all you've been through, then there's nothing this world can throw at you that you can't handle. You may have forgotten your strength. You may have been made to feel small. You may have let someone else's opinion of you become your reality, but not anymore. From this point forward, you remember this. You are more powerful than your past. You are more capable than your fears. You are more valuable than your doubts. Don't let the noise of the world drown out the quiet truth inside you, that there is fire in you, that you were built to overcome, that even on your worst day, you are still worthy of becoming the best version of yourself. So the next time you feel weak, remind yourself, I've survived 100% of my worst days. I've already proven I'm stronger than I think. And if you've come this far, just imagine how much further you can go. 2. Confidence is a skill, not a gift. Let's get something straight right now. Confidence is not something you're born with. It's not a gift that some lucky people just have, while the rest of us sit in the shadows. No, confidence is built. Confidence is earned. Confidence is a skill. And like any skill, it gets stronger the more you work it. It's built every time you take action, even when you're scared, especially when you're scared. See, most people are waiting to feel confident before they move. They think, once I believe in myself, then I'll take the risk, then I'll speak up, then I'll go after what I want. But that's backwards. You don't wait for confidence, you generate it. You create it with action. You build it by showing up, again and again, even when your hands are shaking, even when your voice is trembling. Confidence is what shows up after you've done the work. It's what shows up after you've failed and realized you're still standing. It's what shows up after you kept your word to yourself, day after day. It's what shows up when you step into the unknown and prove to yourself, I can handle this, because the truth is, confidence isn't loud. It's not arrogant. It's not about pretending you have all the answers. Real confidence is quiet. It's calm. It's steady. It says, I don't need to have it all figured out, but I trust myself to figure it out. And how do you build that kind of confidence? Simple. You keep promises to yourself. You show up when it's hard. You do what you said you would do, especially when nobody's watching. You try, you stumble, you grow, and you try again. Every time you follow through, your belief gets stronger. Every time you take action, even small action, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. And those votes, they add up fast. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for someone to tell you you're good enough. Stop waiting for some magical moment when you'll suddenly feel fearless. The truth is, the moment is now. The power is yours. The confidence is built. It doesn't matter where you're starting from. It matters where you're going and how consistently you're willing to move in that direction. So pick up the skill, practice it daily, grow it through action. And one day you'll look back and realize you didn't just become confident, you built it with your own two hands. 3. Silence the inner critic and rewrite the story. Let's talk about the voice inside your head. The one that never seems to shut up. You know the one I'm talking about. That little whisper that says, "You're not good enough. You always mess things up. Why even try?" That voice doesn't shout. It chips away. It shows up when you're about to take a risk. It shows up when you look in the mirror. It shows up when you fail. And sometimes, even when you succeed. But here's the truth. That voice is not truth. It's not fact. It's a story. And if you don't challenge it, that story will run your entire life. You weren't born thinking you weren't enough. That voice was learned from criticism, from rejection, from moments where you were made to feel small, from things people said to you or didn't say when you needed it most. But just because it was learned doesn't mean it can't be unlearned. You have the power to question the voice. You have the right to rewrite the story. Every time that inner critic says, "You're not smart enough," you pause and ask, "According to who?" Every time it says, "You always fail," you respond, "That's a lie. I've overcome more than most people even know." Every time it says, "Nobody cares," you remind it, "I care. I matter. My life has purpose." You see, the problem isn't just that the inner critic speaks, because it always will. The problem is that you keep believing it. It's time to fight back. It's time to turn down the volume. How? You rewrite the narrative with facts. Look at the evidence of your own strength. List the times you made it through what should have destroyed you. Write down the times you were afraid, but still showed up. Call out the wins you've ignored because you didn't think they were big enough. That's how you flip the script. That's how you turn the inner critic into your inner coach. And here's the wild part. Once you start challenging that voice, it weakens. Once you replace those thoughts with truth, clarity, and compassion, it stops running the show. Instead of "I can't," you start hearing "I can figure this out." Instead of "I always fail," you hear "I'm learning." Instead of "I'm broken," you hear "I'm becoming." Because the most important story in your life isn't the one the world tells about you. It's the one you tell yourself. So tell a better one. Speak to yourself like someone you love. Defend your mind like your future depends on it. Because it does. Stop repeating the lies. Start writing the truth. The inner critic had the mic for long enough. Now it's your turn. 4. Stop comparing. Start creating. If you want to destroy your confidence fast, there's one guaranteed way to do it. Compare yourself to everyone else. Social media, friends, strangers, people who seem to have it all together. You scroll through a highlight reel and start to believe everyone is miles ahead of you. Their lives look perfect. Their bodies, their homes, their careers, flawless. And here you are, still trying to figure out where to start. But here's the truth. No one tells you. Comparison kills progress. Comparison kills peace. Comparison kills potential. Because the moment you start focusing on them, you stop building you. You can't grow while you're looking sideways. You can't hear your own voice when you're drowning in everyone else's. You can't build your dream life if you're busy measuring it against someone else's chapter 20, while you're still on chapter 3. Let me tell you something powerful. You are not behind. You are becoming. There is no fixed timeline for success. There is no single path to fulfillment. And there is no one else on this planet who was assigned your mission. So why would you compare your unique journey to someone else's? That's like judging a sunrise because it doesn't look like the ocean. It makes no sense because it was never supposed to. Instead of comparing, start creating, start writing, start building, start learning, start moving. Put your head down and focus on progress, not perfection. Create the version of yourself you've always wanted to meet. And when that voice creeps in, "They're better than me," pause and remind yourself, they're not better. They're just different. And I have something they don't. My vision, my experiences, my heart. Let their success inspire you, not diminish you. Let their growth remind you what's possible. But never let it make you forget that your path matters too. Because the more you create, the less you compare. The more you build your lane, the less time you spend staring at theirs. And the more you pour into your gifts, the more powerful and peaceful you become. Comparison is noise. Creation is freedom. So stop watching. Stop judging. Stop waiting. Start building. Start believing. Start life. Small wins. Build massive belief. You don't need a life-changing breakthrough to start believing in yourself. You need a small win, then another, and another. Belief doesn't appear out of thin air. It doesn't drop into your lap with a motivational quote or a pep talk from a friend. Belief is built like a wall, one brick at a time. You don't climb a mountain in a single step. You take one step, then another. And every step proves, I can do this. That's how belief is born, not through miracles, but through momentum. See, most people wait to believe in themselves until they're already successful. They wait until they feel confident to act. But that's the lie. The truth is, you act your way into confidence. You show up, you try, you struggle, you win, even just a little. And that little win makes you think, maybe I've got something here. That thought, that's the seed of belief. And once it's planted, all it needs is repetition and care. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to get in shape. You don't need a six-pack to believe in yourself. You need one solid workout, one healthy meal, one extra glass of water. And the moment you make that first choice, the moment you follow through, you send a message to your brain. I keep promises to myself. That right there is one of the most powerful feelings a human being can have. Because when you keep promises to yourself, your confidence stops depending on outside approval. It starts coming from within. Small wins are how you reclaim trust in yourself. Because the real reason most people don't believe in themselves, they've broken too many promises to themselves for too long. But that can change, starting today. You don't need to run a marathon. Just tie your shoes and walk around the block. You don't need to write a book. Just write the first paragraph. You don't need to launch a business. Just research your first product. Tiny wins lead to giant shifts. One small win gives you enough courage to take the next step. That next step builds momentum. Momentum builds belief. And belief, it builds everything else. So don't wait until you feel ready. You don't need ready. You need real. You need action, progress, forward motion, even if it's tiny. Because one small win today can change how you show up tomorrow. 6. Who you surround yourself with matters more than you think. Let me be clear. You will never rise higher than the standards of the people you surround yourself with. If you walk with negative, lazy, gossiping, doubting, excuse-making people long enough, their habits will become yours. Not because you're weak, but because we're human. And humans absorb the energy of their environment, whether we realize it or not. You ever notice how when you're around someone who constantly complains, you start to find more things to complain about? Or when you're around someone who talks about dreams, ideas, goals, you suddenly feel inspired to get your act together. That's not coincidence. That's influence. Here's a hard truth. Your circle is either watering your fire or putting it out. You can believe in yourself all you want, but if you're constantly surrounded by people who doubt you, drain you, dismiss your vision, your self-belief is fighting an uphill battle. So if you want to believe in yourself more, if you want to step into the strongest, sharpest, most successful version of who you are, you've got to audit your circle. Ask yourself, who brings out my ambition? Who challenges me to grow, not stay stuck? Who celebrates my progress without jealousy or backhanded comments? Who speaks life into me, even when I'm doubting myself? And just as important, ask this, who drains me? Who makes me second-guess my worth? Who keeps me stuck in the past instead of pushing me toward the future? Because the people around you are either mirrors of who you used to be or windows to who you're becoming. You need people who are hungry, who are kind, who are bold, who are honest, people who can handle your success without shrinking, people who clap when you win, not just because they like you, but because they expect you to win. And if you don't have that yet, be that for yourself. Be the person who believes in you. Be the one who speaks truth over your potential. Be the one who shows up with integrity and consistency until the right people start showing up too. Because when your environment
Shift
Yeah.
your belief multiplies. And when your belief multiplies, everything becomes possible. You don't need a crowd. You don't need a hype team. You just need people who push you forward,
Yeah.
not pull you down. 7.
Yeah.
Speak to yourself like someone you love. Let me ask you something honest. If someone spoke to your best friend
What?
the way you speak to yourself and you,
Yeah.
would you be okay with that? Probably not.
What?
Because a lot of us talk to ourselves in ways we would never talk to someone we care
Yeah.
about. We say things like, "You're not good enough. You always mess things up. No one cares."
Yeah.
But you'll never make it. That's not tough love. That's emotional abuse. From you to you. If you want to believe in yourself, you've got to stop being your own worst enemy. You can't keep bullying yourself and expect confidence to grow. You can't keep tearing yourself down and expect your dreams to rise. Self-belief starts with self-respect. And self-respect begins with the voice you use when you talk to you. Every day you have a conversation with yourself, whether you're conscious of it or not. And that voice is either planting seeds or poisoning them. So what kind of voice do you use? Is it the voice of a coach, of a cheerleader, of a mentor? Or is it the voice of a critic, a bully, a doubter? Start paying attention, because you become what you repeatedly say to yourself. If you keep saying, "I can't," don't be surprised when you don't. If you keep saying, "I'm not enough," don't be surprised when you feel small. But if you say, "I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm stronger than I think," then that becomes your truth. Your mind is always listening. And what it hears the most, it starts to believe. So talk to yourself like you're someone you care.
Yeah.
You care like you're someone who deserves
What?
love, patience, and encouragement. Because you are.
Yeah.
Replace "I messed up"
What?
with "I'm learning." Replace "I'm behind" with "I'm on my own path." Replace I'll never be good"
Yeah.
with "I'm becoming better"
What?
every single day. You can't hate yourself into growth. You can only love yourself into it. And once you start doing that, once you begin showing off for yourself with the same energy you'd give to someone you believe in, everything changes. You'll stop seeking validation from people who
Yeah.
never valued you in the first place. You'll stop settling for less than you deserve. You'll stop doubting your
What?
You why? But start
What?
when your inner world is strong, your outer world follows. Closing you were built for more. Now it's time to prove it. Let me leave you with this. You don't need permission to believe in yourself. You don't need anyone to clap for you, validate you,
What?
or tell you that you're enough.
Yeah.
You already are. The belief you're searching for,
Yeah.
it's not out there. It's in you. It's been buried
What?
under years of doubt, fear, rejection, failure. But it's still there.
What?
And it's your job to uncover.
Yeah.
Every day you wake up is another chance to bet on you, to take one more step, to refuse to quit, to stop shrinking for people who don't see your value, and start expanding for the person you're.
What? Yeah.
But let the fear win. Don't let the voices in your head talk you out of your
What?
greatness. And don't let your
What?
past convince
What? Yeah.
your future is already written. It's not.
What?
You have.
What?
You have purpose, and you have time. But don't waste another second waiting for
What?
the right moment to believe. The right moment is now. The right person is you.
What?
And the right decision is to go all in on your.
What?
So say it. Say it like you mean it. I believe in me. And now
Yeah.
prove it. One step, one day, one decision at a time. Because if you truly believe, nothing can stop you.